Good morning, students. This is our class for pharmacognosy and phytochemistry 2, continuation of our alkaloids. I hope last class we have we studied about Vinca and Rauwolfia, and they are all indole alkaloids which we discussed in detail about their botanical source and chemical constituents, even cultivation collection. And I explained about the importance of the chemical structures, which is very important for the chemical constituents. Now we have belladonna, opium, ephedra and cinchona. These all the 4 alkaloids which have been included in the syllabus. There are many alkaloids, but still according to the syllabus of our KUHAS, Kerala University of Health Science, and PCI, we have included these 4 drugs along with the previous 2 drugs in alkaloids. And now we come to Atropa belladonna. See, the sound itself is very interesting, and also it makes you to be very there is sounds to read. Atropa belladonna. So it's one of the plant which is usually it has been known as commonly belladonna and deadly nightshade, and is a perennial herbaceous plant and in the nightshade and family Solanaceae. And also it has many uses for the previous kings, and in olden days they have used this medicine, this one for even poisoning also, because that is one of the type which they were using. Rivalry people, they used to use this one, and not only for that, it has many other uses also. In small doses it has been used long back for any type of spasmodic actions also, antispasmodic actions also, and also some many type of uses in olden days they have been used. It is a very interesting plant, and you can see definition: belladonna herb consists of dried leaves and flowering tops of Atropa belladonna, and containing at least 0.3% alkaloid of hyoscyamin. So hyoscyamin, Atropa belladonna. Where is this Atropa? Atropine. Immediately the students will study, usually they will be having a name, because atropine, that is why it is called Atropa belladonna. Yes, it's true. Hyoscyamin and atropine are having same structure, only their configuration will change. Understand? Configuration, that means they are isomers. You can see that is by means of rotation they used to differ, and their activity is not much difference is their existence. There is slightly they are having the physicochemical properties may change. And hyoscyamin. So you see, atropine is the main constituent, and which is present in Atropa belladonna, and it is hyoscyamin. Both of them are same structure. As I told, it is one is L and D rotational, that they are optical isomers. They are optical isomers due to their chiral carbon atom which is present in them. And you can see traditionally the British pharmacopoeia, a drug has consisted of all the aerial part of belladonna herb, but under the European requirement there is a limit 3% of stem with a diameter exceeding 5 millimeter. So they have given some European pharmacopoeia, they have given some limit, even if they are bringing some plant, or if they say that this is the good quality or the quality will decide it, they used to say the minimum of 3% of stem with a diameter of 5 millimeter. And USP also allows Atropa acuminata in Atropa leaf monograph in United States of Pharmacopoeia, and Atropa leaves with flowers. Usually we are, is actually why we are aerial part is used, that is why we are didn't say that this particular only part is used, it has almost, they are, that's why we are seeing the whole plant. And morphological character, the drug consists of leaf and the other smaller stems, rarely stems exceeds 5 millimeter diameter, together with flowers and fruits. Color, leaf greenish and brownish green, flowers purplish and yellowish brown, fruits greenish to brownish in color. Odor slight and characteristic, taste bitter and acrid. Leaves are 5 to 25 centimeter to 2.5 to 12 centimeter. Flowers, corolla 2.5 centimeter long and 1.5 centimeter wide. Fruits about 10 centimeter in diameter, and shape, leaves ovate, lanceolate to broadly ovate, brittle. Flowers campanulate, 5 small reflexed lobes of corolla, and fruits, berries subglobular in shape, and numerous flat seeds are present in them. And you can see the picture how it's a beautiful fruit, and the flower also looks nice to see. And this is the leaf, as we are told the leaves are lanceolate, ovate leaves, which you can see there, which is having a big leaf when they also have the active principle. So Atropa belladonna constitutes chemical constituents. The drug from Atropa belladonna contains 0.3 to 0.6% alkaloids. The chief alkaloid is hyoscyamin. Small quantities of volatile bases also present, such as pyridine and N-methylpyrrolidine are present. They are volatile principle apart from the hyoscyamin or atropine. The leaf also contain a fluorescent substance, 4-methyl esculitine, and a calcium oxalate. They yield about 14% of ash and not more than 4% acid insoluble ash. So you may be knowing about the ash value whichever you have seen. So but the ash which we can yield by means of ash yielding also, you can determine the percentage of or the quality of the drug can be identified. So root contain 0.6%, stem contain 0.05%, leaf contain 0.4%, unripe fruit and ripe berries 0.19 to 0.2%, and seeds 0.33% of alkaloids. And the main alkaloids are L-hyoscyamin and its racemic form atropine. The drug also contain belladonnin and hyoscine, etc. So you see the structure. See, whenever you are studying the structure, you should have some parameter, and also what is the chemical background of the structure, the substituent, if you remember, and the difference, then it is easy for you to write. You see that atropine and hyoscyamin, I told they both are same chemical structure formula, only they have a they are isomer, optical isomer. As I told, they are optical isomer, or atropine is a racemic form of hyoscyamin. You can say that atropine is a racemic form of hyoscyamin. So you see the structure very clearly. Where is that chiral carbon atom and where is that particular isomer is formed, and you can see the hydrogen or OH group. You see the OH group where we have shown in the picture, just it is in different direction, understand, different direction, as we studied in the in your alpha glycoside, beta glycoside in your smaller classes, or in chemistry you might have studied how the position of one molecule or one substituent makes the molecule to go for their configuration or go for their isomeric character. So here also the same thing, the chemical structure is same. Tropane alkaloid, it is a tropane alkaloid. Tropane means, you see the structure, it has all the three structure, they have that blue color N-methyl group inside the ring. Actually it is a 7-membered ring structure which is having an N-methyl group, and it is made into 2 rings. One is, you can see a 6-membered ring, and another one is 5-membered ring, and on the whole it is 7-membered ring. If you see that very clearly, there is N-methyl group in all the 3 structures. The structure, there is the tropane structure is a very, if it is a board and a chalk piece, I might have shown you very clearly. It has a 7-membered ring structure. In between N-methyl group, when you are writing, the 7-member is made into 2 parts, one is 6 and one is 5. So 3 ring structures are present in one area. That is called tropane structure. Understand, when you study the biosynthesis of atropine, you will be very clear how it is coming through the shikimic acid pathway, and how it is giving through ornithine, and how it forms by the ornithine is one of the main amino acid responsible in the production of atropine. When you study, when you see, if you are interested, you can refer, students, when you are having interest, you can just go through this one. All pharmacognosy books like Trees and Evans, Brady and Taylor will be having these type of structures and how they are biosynthesized atropine. They might have shown you. Understand? So it's necessary for you to know about the chemical structures. It is not simply drawn. Various researchers, and after confirming the structural molecule by means of elucidation, they have fixed this long back, not now, today or yesterday. So you see, the next one is scopolamine. What is the difference in scopolamine? It is also same structure. Only thing is, there is a 3-membered lactone ring which is attached in that 7-membered ring only. That is, you can see, that is the one O. And a lactone ring, which is a 3-membered ring, that is a lactone ring which is attached to the 7-membered tropane ring, then it is called hyoscine, or it can be called as scopolamine. So you should study only 2 structures, and you can think 3 of them you can write very clearly with the explain also. What is the difference in their chemical structure can be written by your chemistry knowledge. What I have told, you can just write and you can express your knowledge. And it will be good for the teachers to, when they evaluate your paper, they will give you good result. Allied drug, Indian belladonna, Atropa acuminata, yellow brown flower and brown green leaves, and Atropa betica, yellow flowers and blackberries, endangered species. Adulterant is also, we should know, that is Phytolacca decandra and Ailanthus glandulosa. This is the adulterants. And Atropa belladonna belladonna leaves are mainly used for internal preparations which used as sedative and to check secretions, because they are anticholinergic action. Atropine is an anticholinergic action. The root preparation mainly used externally as a parasympatholytic drug. whose anticholinergic property are used to reduce the secretions such as sweat, saliva and gastric juice, and reduce spasm in intestinal gripping due to strong purgative action. I know you know about purgative, laxative and cathartic. That is how the evacuation of the bowel can be done by laxative. Purgative is little more stronger, which can be evacuate the bowel, and cathartic, which can clean your bowel and GIT out by means of saline water. That is cathartic, purgative and laxative. So it is also used as an antidote in opium and chloral hydrate poisoning. Opium and chloral hydrate poisoning, they may cause person, they are sedatives and they are very much causes, and they will depress, and these type of things, they will be in unconscious. That time it is an antidote can be used, because they will be, when you are using an antidote, what do you mean by antidote? When they are poisoned, and unconscious, you can give an antidote which can suppress the action of the particular drug which has given overdosage. So atropine can also be given as an antidote for opium and chloral hydrate poisoning. Pharmacological activity, it is also uses, which is mainly pharmacological activity, which is because it comes under the ANS, as it is an anticholinergic drug or parasympathomimetic drug. So atropine and hyoscyamin has the same activity. Atropine acts by competitive and reversible inhibition of acetylcholine binding on its receptor. So in the heart, and after temporary bradycardia, atropine increases the heart rate by suppressing vagal inhibition. In the blood vessel, the effect on blood pressure is not marked. Belladonna fruit, roots, leaves are toxic. The ingestion of these plants induces turn red, the mouth and the mucous membrane turn dry, and an intense thirst and muscular weakness develops, because they stops the secretions. It's an anticholinergic drug. The heart rate increases substantially. Mydriasis, people dilates, people of the eye dilates, and hyperthermia are always observed. Hallucination and delirium follow, accompanied by agitation sometimes, convulsion, sleepiness and coma in next. Recovery takes 1 to 3 days. The patient must be monitored and may be treated with charcoal or sedatives. Now we are coming to opium. Opium is very important drug, from the very old drug. And it was, even we have seen that it is of Greek god. They used to say it is a Greek, they used to dream god or goddess of dream. In Greek, they used to use as a picture also. They have been used because it was a sedative, and also it was an hypnotic sedative and hallucination, and they were using for many purposes. That is why even you can say this misuse is there. And it is an addict forming drug. That is why they are restricted and they are called narcotic analgesics. And they are controlled by the governments even in the whole world. Even if they want to cultivate, it is needed for the permission from the government, then only it can be cultivated and collected, and it can be sold through the government with the informing how much they have been produced and all. They cannot misuse, or they cannot use there for personal use also. They need a permission for using this opium alkaloids or opium, which is taken from the that is the Papaver somniferum plant. A definition: opium, raw opium, is the latex obtained. It is an unorganized drug. It is not a part of the plant. It is exudate which is obtained from the capsule or the fruit of the opium plant. So, opium is a latex obtained by insertion from the unripe capsule of Papaver somniferum from the family Papaveraceae. It is dried partly by spontaneous evaporation and partly by artificial heat. Commercially known as Indian opium. British Pharmacopoeia monograph: opium is intended only as a starting point for the manufacture of galenicals and should not be dispensed as such. Geographical source: India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkey, Russia and China. Cultivation, collection and preparation. There are more than 50 different species exist in genus Papaver, out of which 6 species are found in India, like Papaver nudicale and Papaver rois and Papaver argimone, Papaver dubium, Papaver somniferum and Papaver ornamentale. It is an erect plant having 60 to 110 centimeter height approximately. It is branched, having linear, oblong or oval, oblong leaves, bluish white, violet and purplish flowers. Cultivation of opium is mainly done in certain regions like Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh under government supervision. The yield depends upon weather condition. It grows well in temperate climate. It can also grow well in winter season, but extreme cold and frost adversely affect the plant and yield of opium. The cool weather without freezing, temperature and fog on cloudiness will full sunshine favor the growth of the plant and gives better yield. It grows in November to March months. The propagation mainly done by seeds sowing, generally 3 to 4 kg seeds per hectare are required. The seeds are mixed with sand 1:3. The sown in soil. The well-drained loamy soil is preferred for cultivation. The soil should have pH of 7 for better cultivation. Organic matter and fertilizers are supplied for cultivation. The distance should be 25 centimeter in between two plants. The plant reaches up to 1 meter height. During the maturity period, the capsule exudes maximum latex, which shows a color change from dark green to light green. Such capsules are incised vertically in the afternoon with the help of specific needle shape apparatus called Nusstor. Nusstor, you can say Nusstor. Latex exudates out, thicken due to cold weather in the night, which is eventually scraped and collected next morning by an iron scooper called Enarapla. Enarapla looks like you can see it looks like a knife, but it is a sickle shape. You can see there the first one is having something sharp with 3-4 sharp blade which can be put insertions, and the second one in the early morning he will go and collect that dried latex which has been come out from the capsule, can be collected in the second picture which is shown in the slide. You can watch that. He will use the Enarapla or Napla, you can say Enarapla. Insertion is repeated 4 times. Latex is collected in plastic container. The capsules are collected and dried in open areas, and further the seeds are separated by beating. You see, this is a picture which shows that capsule, that means that fruit, how they made an insertion, that is you can see by means of that sharp needle like, and then you can see that is the sharp needle like, that is the first one which I have shown with the thread, and it was sharp 4-6 needles like it is called. You can see that is Nusstor or N-U-S-H-T-U-R, Nusstor. Nusstor, which can be used for making scraps, and even this is the capsule after dried for seed can be taken out. And you see, this is a video to show how in Afghanistan how they are doing it. If you see this video, you will have some idea. You see, the person is coming and he is making that insertion by means of Nustur. You can see he is coming, you can see that very clearly how he is making that Nustur to give the particular insertion, how he is doing. And this is the exudate which has come from the fruit, and you see he is just using that Nustur, which is sharp needle shape, and that 3 scraping line they will put in the fruit, and you will get the exudate outside. You can see that very clearly. See that video very clearly, how they are coming out, and it will be scrapped off the next day morning by using that that is the sickle type of blade, or that knife. We can that is garden knife, like it should be an arpla. That means you can say an arpla can be used for scrapping of this dried brown color, the latex which has come out. You can see in the picture, and you see that is in a macroscopical character. The odor is strong, characteristic, taste is bitter taste. And Indian opium, you can see color is dark brown, form is cubical pieces and brittle. Persian opium, or color is also dark brown, and the form is brick shape masses, and nature hygroscopic, granular and smooth. Turkish opium, color is brown or dark brown, and form is conical, round and flattened masses. And Chinese opium is dark brown in color, and they are globular cake shape. So this is type of appearance in the market which can be easily identified, the opium, how it is in the international market. And chemical constituents, opium contains more than 30 alkaloids which are largely combined with an organic acid, meconic acid. So meconic acid, it is combined naturally. So meconic acid is also present in the plant for combined with the 30 alkaloids. The drug also contains sugar salts, albuminous substances, colored matter and water in the plant. And you can see 6 principal alkaloids are morphine, codeine, thibine, noscopine, also known as narcotine, and norcine and papaverine. The first group consists of phenanthrene nucleus. We have come across this word phenanthrene, 3-benzene, 3 6-membered ring, phenanthrene nucleus, morphine groups, whereas these papaverine groups are benzyl isoquinoline groups. Papaverine groups of benzyl isoquinoline structure. So when you come to the structure, you should remember benzyl isoquinoline structure or papaverine groups, and morphine groups, morphine, codeine, morphine, thibine, they all of them are that is phenyl, that means sorry, phenanthrene group, that is 3 6-membered ring structure will be there. And benzyl isoquinoline, you can see isoquinoline is an naphthalene group which is having N group in the iso position, that is isoquinoline with an benzene, that is benzyl isoquinoline groups are present. That is a difference in the two structure. Morphine molecules have both phenolic and alcoholic hydroxyl group. When acetylated, a diacetyl group in morphine, they will become heroin. So when you are acetylating morphine, it can be converted into heroin. It is also a highly sedative, highly narcotic drug. Heroin can also be produced from the morphine. How can you prepare a morphine, heroin from morphine? Just you can make acetylated diacetyl morphine is heroin. So codeine is either in the form of morphine, just methyl, 1 methyl group if you add in the morphine, you will get codeine. It is a methylated codeine. Diacetylated morphine is heroin and methylated morphine is codeine. So meconic acid is a dibasic and easily detected either in free state or in meconate by the formation of deep red color in addition of ferrichloride. Why we want to know about when you add ferrichloride, you will get a deep red color, because you know in the beginning only we told all the alkaloid constituents present in opium are combined with the meconic acid form. So that is why meconic acid also plays a major role. So when we find that is meconic acid, it will give a deep red color in addition of ferrichloride to the drug. Less important alkaloids also present like protopane and hydrocotone are different structure type. And you see this is papaverine and noscopine. So you see, as we have seen, papaverine and noscopine is derivative of, you can see they are isoquinoline derivative. They have isoquinoline structure. You can see isoquinoline type of derivative, isoquinoline type of, that is benzyl isoquinoline type, a benzyl group which is attached with an isoquinoline structure. So that is why it is called benzyl isoquinoline derivative, papaverine and noscopine. But you see below, that is morphine, codeine and thebaine. As we told, morphine, when it is methylated, you will get codeine. That means methylated. That means a methoxy group is attached to that OH in the third or in the first 6-membered ring. There is 3 6-membered ring because these all of them are that is 3 benzene ring. That is, you can see they are all 3 6-membered rings are there. So in that you can see it is attached with OH is just attached with OCH3. Phenanthrene derivative, they are phenanthrene derivative, they are phenanthrene derivatives. Basic ring is phenanthrene, that means 3 6-membered ring, morphine, codeine and thebaine. Morphine can be converted into codeine by means of just methylation. And if you do methylation, once again you are getting thebaine. And one more word you have studied in that previous slide, that means acetylated. When you are acetylation, diacetylation, if you are doing, heroin can also be prepared from morphine. So it's easy for you to remember the structure. It's present in the opium. So chemical test for opium. Opium is dissolved in water and filtered. To the filtrate, a ferric chloride solution is added which gives deep reddish purple color. Why? Because of meconic acid is present. Understand that we have discussed in the last slide itself. This purple color persists even addition of hydrochloric acid indicate the presence of meconic acid. Meconic acid. So you have to remember that. Meconic acid, why we want to talk about meconic acid? We did not see the structure of meconic acid in the previous slide. We studied before that is, we said that all the chemical constituents, all the alkaloids, which is more than 30 alkaloids which are present in the opium, they all of them are joined with meconic acid. They all are coupled with meconic acid. So meconic acid can give rise to, along with the chemical constituent, you will get the chemical test, that is, it contains meconic acid, which ensures the detection of opium. This test is general for its detection. And next one, morphine gives orange red color when sprinkled on nitric acid, whereas codeine does not give this test. Codeine will not give this test. You know what is the difference between morphine and codeine? Just on methyl group. See, it doesn't give. And morphine solution develops bluish green color upon addition of potassium ferric cyanide and ferric chloride. And papaverine solution, which is isoquinoline derivative of alkaloid, benzyl isoquinoline derivative of papaverine solution, develops yellow color, lemon yellow color with hydrochloric acid and potassium ferric cyanide solution. So that is what an identification specific test we have to remember. Adulteration of opium, adulterated with sugary fruit, gums, powdered poppy capsules and other substances. Adulteration is now unless product is first analyzed and the price is paid depending on the content of morphine and other alkaloids. Content, by content only they are paying. Allied drugs, papaver dubium and papaver aurantate and papaver orgimoni and hybrids of papaver somniferum and papaver aurantate. And these species does not possess morphine content. And it is used as that means it is used as an hypnotic, not hypo, it is used as a hypnotic, sedative and analgesic. So hypnotic, sedative, analgesic, you should know that is hypnotic, sedatives, these all are one of the drugs which is giving hypnotic, sedative, hallucination. These are some of the painkiller which is addiction, which forms addiction also and gives post-operative pain. Severe pains can be used by means of morphine. So severe pain on the patient, if the patient does not show response to the normal analgesic, So it stimulates the chemoreceptor zone in the medulla central nervous system, which leads to nausea and vomiting in some cases. Codeine is a mild analgesic which is potent to aspirin, relieves local irritation in the bronchial tract, and it is used as an antitussive. It is not any type of expectorant, it is a antitussive. For cough, a smooth cough, it can be given. Papaverine has smooth muscle relaxant activity, and narcotine or narcopine used in the cough preparation due to its depression action in cough reflex. And diacetyl morphine, that is heroin, we told diacetyl morphine, heroin has more narcotic analgesic effect than morphine. It is actually synthetically prepared. When you diacetylation morphine, you will get heroin. And then we are coming to what is protoalkaloids. Alkaloids like amines, they are called as protoalkaloids, which we have studied in the general alkaloids. They on nitrogen as a part of the heterocyclic ring. Example, ephedrine and adrenaline. Both causes dilation in the bronchi, asthma, and increases heart rate and peripheral vasoconstriction. So you see amphetamine, methylamphetamine and ephedrine structure. You see the structure which I have shown in the slide. Amphetamine, they are stimulants actually, and methylamphetamine and ephedrine. You can see that is the only one CH3 when you attach with the NH group, then it becomes methylamphetamine, and one more OH group when you add in that side chain, you will get ephedrine. So methylamphetamine can be converted into ephedrine very easily. So ephedra synonym is mahung, which is a synonym from China, and you can see botanical source. Ephedra consists of dried aerial part of Ephedra giardiana, Wall, that is the scientist, and Ephedria seniga, Stefan, Ephedra equestiana, Bang, and Ephedra nubdiensis, Tino, and other Ephedra species belonging to the family Ephedraceae. Geographical source. It is mainly found in China, India, Nepal, Turkey, Pakistan and Bhutan. Ephedra giardiana, it consists of cylindrical woody stem that is grey or greenish in color, nodes, internodes, scaly leaves and terminal buds are present in the stem. Can you see the picture? You can see there are nodes in the stem. Stem is more commonly used. That is why stems are having the constituents of ephedrine. And the distance between the nodes is 3 to 4 centimeter, and nodes bear as scaly leaves. They are bitter in taste. And microscopy, the transverse section of the stem shows epidermis composed of thick-walled quadrangular cells covered by thick cuticle. Shrunken stomata are present between many vertical ridges. Papillae are present in the ridges. Below the ridges, groups of non-lignified hypodermal fibers, 9 to 20 per group, are present. Cortex is composed of collenchyma without zone of radially elongated cells and inner cells of spongy parenchyma as shown in the picture. And cortex are contain few isolated fibers or group of fibers, 2 to 6 per group, which are lignified. So they are lignified. So when you use fluoroglucinol in your staining, you will get lignin will be present in the lignified cells and you will get pink in color. And you can see that very clearly. Even pericyclic fibers, xylem vessels can also be seen in a series as shown in the picture in the 10x you can see. But if you say in the increases in 45x, you can see these cells very clearly as shown in the picture. The epidermis unlignified fibers, lignified fibers, pericyclic fibers, phloem and xylem lignified cells, and pith you can also see, and you can observe even all the cells very clearly in the 45X. Pericycle is composed of group of lignified fibers outside the phloem region. Vascular bundles with xylem and phloem as shown in the picture in 6 to 10 in number, radially arranged in the cortex and composed of phloem and xylem. Pith is large with round cells as shown in the center and have dark brown miscellaneous substances in the pigment cell. So you can see there is dark round which is in the area of the pith. You can see dark brown miscellaneous substances in the pigment cells can also be seen. Chemical constituents: ephedra contains alkaloids, ephedrine, water soluble salts of an alkaloid, pseudoephedrine, analog of ephedrine, nor pseudoephedrine, an analog of ephedrine. The leaves and stems of ephedra also contain many potential active compounds such as tannin, saponin, flavone and volatile oils. You see the structure of ephedrine and pseudoephedrine, they both are same structure. Only thing is they have as we discussed isomer, optical isomer. You can see that how it is optical isomer, only the below the plane, above the plane the substituent of OH is converted in that carbon atom C, where is the chiral carbon atom C, which has the below the plane and above the plane and positive, and also the dextrorotatory and levorotatory of isomer system, which is ephedrine and pseudoephedrine can be differentiated, and they have the physicochemical properties are also slightly changed. And you can see chemical test to the drug with 10 grams in water, 1 ml of dilute HCl, 0.2 ml of copper sulfate and 0.1 ml of sodium hydroxide solution and 2 ml are added. The liquid turns into violet. On addition solvent ether 2 ml, shaking vigorously, the ethereal layer, there will be 2 layers will be there, immiscible aqueous layer and non-aqueous layer. In ether it is immiscible with water, so ether layer, ether is lighter than water, so it will be in the top of the test tube, so ether layer turns purple and aqueous layer becomes blue. You can see very clearly. The uses, what are the uses of ephedrine? Ephedrine is an anti-allergenic, anti-asthmatic, anti-spasmodic, decongestant. Decongestant means to remove the congestion of your nose when you are having a cold, when you are blocked, the nose is blocked, decongestant, and cough suppressant, stimulant, vasoconstrictor. And pseudoephedrine is decongestant, cough suppressant, and nor-pseudoephedrine is peripheral vasodilator used in the treatment of angina. As a whole, it is a decongestant. It opens sinuses, increases sweating, dilates bronchioles, and anti-asthmatic use due to that. It is a diuretic also, increase urine outflow, and CNS stimulant, rises blood pressure, and what is its side effect is elevates aches and rheumatism and elevates hay fever and cold in some cases. That is also have been observed and reported. And now we are coming to the quinoline alkaloids. Quinoline alkaloids, especially you can see cinchona, that is quinoline alkaloid, an example cinchona alkaloids we have taken, consist of alkaloids and alkaloid salts obtained from bark of certain cinchona species, quinine, quinidine, cinchonin, cinchonidine. The amount of alkaloid present depend on the species, environment of the tree, age and method of bark collection. And quinine anti-malarial, the synthetic alkaloids are now used as substituent for quinine in malaria. Substitutes for quinine for malaria. And cinchona bark is family Rubiaceae. It is a bark, dried bark, which is obtained from Cinchona officinalis, Cinchona calisaya, Cinchona ledgerania, Cinchona officinalis. It should come like this because it is a very important drug. They are the source, botanical source. So definition, cinchona bark consists of various species rise from hybrid of cinchona large tree indigenous to Colombia, Ecuador, Peru and Bolivia. Includes Cinchona succirubra, Cinchona calisaya, Cinchona ledgerania, Cinchona officinalis. And you see that historically plays an important role in the treatment of malaria. Malaria was a big threat in the Second World War, before Second World War. That time this was the drug which is a choice. Even Cinchona, quinine is now also we have in this pandemic. That means especially in the COVID-19 also we started using chloroquine. You know chloroquine, it is also, it's a derivative of quinine. It is from the quinine only. So it was having a very, very important plant which has to be remembered in the pandemic situation. Very, very important drug. Historically, it's an important role in the malaria in the Second World War also. Before Second World War. This has now lessened with the introduction of synthetic drug, chloroquine and other drugs which is synthetically they are produced from quinine, which has been isolated from this plant. And traditionally not used by the native South American Indians. Bitter taste inspired there with fear. First used in medicine in Peru in 1630, used to cure fevers, and then it has been used for malaria. And you can see the bark macroscopic color. The outer surface is yellowish to brown and short fracture. We have discussed in the last class also fracture. When you break it, what is the type of the surface? That is fractures. And inner surface varies. All the four species like Cinchona calisaya, Cinchona ledgerania is yellow, and Cinchona officinalis is slightly brown, and Cinchona succirubra is reddish brown. And color, odor is distinctive, and taste is higher, bitter and astringent, and shape is curved, quill and double quilled also can be seen. Quilled means quilled, it is rounded, and 30 centimeter long and 2 to 7 millimeter thick. And extra features, outer surface contain longitudinal and transverse cracks and fissures and ridges can be seen macroscopically. In microscopy, you can see the picture, it is a bark, the outermost part of the stem. So transverse section of bark shows cork cells, outer the dead cells, the cork lesions, you can see in the picture cork cells, broken lesions, dark cells, thin wall containing amorphous reddish brown matter. You can see reddish brown matters will be there. And below cork, radion of cortex also radion cortex composed of tangential longitudinal parenchymatous cells and red brown and thin wall containing small starch grains can also be seen inside the cells. An idioblast containing microcrystals of calcium oxalates 2 to 6 micron long, and secretory cells are also scattered in the cortex. You can see the secretory cells, secretory canals, they have written secretory cells can also be seen in the cortex. And phloem consists of compressed and collapsed sieve tubes. Phloem parenchyma similar to the cortex and irregular arranged large spindle shaped lignified fibers are also seen in the microscopical characters. You see here in that lesions cork, and you can see the picture which I have shown, that is microcrystalline, that means calcium oxalate crystals can be seen and starch grains also can be shown, but it is not marked. And secretory canals, secretory cells also present in the cortex, and reddish matters will be present. Medullary rays, you can see that how it is long lengthy medullary rays, and phloem parenchyma, fibers and crystals, and fibers are also promptly they can be seen because most of them are lignified fibers. So you can see in pink in color fibers are very, very strong fibers can be seen, and it is the fibers or the distinguished character which can be seen, special character of the cinchona bark. Medullary rays are narrow, 2 to 3 cells wide and almost straight. Longitudinal section of bark shows brick shaped cells of medullary rays, longitudinal and elongated cells of phloem, parenchyma and fibers with conspicuous piths can also be seen. And you can see chemical constituents, more than 30 alkaloids have been reported in cinchona. The chiefly identified alkaloids are quinidin, quinine, cinchonin, cinchonidin. These constituents are stereoisomers. Yes, they are stereoisomers. Quinine and quinidine are stereoisomers. Quinine is a stereoisomer of quinidine and cinchonine is a stereoisomer of cinchonidine. So the other constituents available are quinaridine, cincotyne, hydroquinine, hydrocinchonidine, cinchotanic acid, etc. Quinine and quinidine has a methyl group but in cinchonine and cinchonidine they do not have methoxy group, not methyl group, methoxy group. So this gives an idea for you. Quinine and quinidine will have methoxy group, but methoxy group is not present in cinchonine and cinchonidine. So you can write the structure very confidently. So other than these two, these also consist of bitter glycosides, starch grains, calcium oxalate crystals, crystals like quinic acid also present. You see the structure: quinine, quinidine, cinchonidine and cinchonine. So they are isomers. The structure is same. There is no change. Only thing is the OH and the hydrogen and the ring structure in the hydrogen above the plane and below the plane, above the plane and below the plane. So what is the one is cis and one other is trans isomers. They are geometrical isomers. You can see very clearly. OH is present in the above the plane, below the plane, and also hydrogen is present in the below the plane in quinine. And you can see one hydrogen is above the plane, another hydrogen is below the plane, so that it is an cis configuration quinidine, and trans configuration is cinchonidine, cis configuration is cinchonine. Like that you can just see that their structure is similar, structural formula is similar, only thing is they have configurational difference in geometrical isomers. They are isomers. Chemical test, Thallokin test is very important, special test for cinchona. Thallokin test: to extract the cinchona powder, add 1 drop of dilute sulfuric acid and 1 ml of water. Add bromine, water dropwise till the solution acquires permanent yellow color, and add 1 ml of dilute ammonia solution. Emerald green color is produced. The powder drug, when heated with glacial acetic acid in a dry test tube, evolves red fumes which condense in the top portion of the test tube. So you can see very clearly. And cinchona bark, when moistened with sulfuric acid and observed under ultraviolet light, shows even the chamber, ultraviolet chamber, or in sunlight, you can go and see blue fluorescence due to the methoxy group present in the quinine and quinidine. You will get that blue fluorescence. It's also special type of test. It is very easy test also, which you can perform for cinchona bark after extracting them. And cinchona alid drug, the bark is certain species of Remigia, example Remigia pedunculata, Remigia perdina. And uses of cinchona bark: bitter tonic, stomach aches, used as gargles, tannins in the bark, astringent, used in malaria, prophylaxis in cardiac arrhythmias, treatment of arrhythmic fibrillation. Quinidine is cardiac depressant, and cinchonidine is used in rheumatism and neuralgia. Thank you for attending the class, and you will get the questions soon. Thank you.